So I ended up at Five Below, again. And I'm painting on fidget toys, again. In the past, I've tried painting on puppets, which didn't go as planned. I then made some DIY puppets, and I recently painted on some fidget toys. Today is going to be an extension of that. I'm going to be painting on some more fidget toys, except actually most fidget toys aren't meant to be painted on, so it's more like customizing them. Same difference. You'll see. I've seen Nerdy Crafter unbox a ton of really cool fidget toys, so I wanted to get some of my own, and I thought it might be fun to customize them. So here's my whole fidget toy haul. Miss Piggy can barely be contained. The first fidget toy I'm starting with is actually not a fidget toy at all, because it's a stuffed animal. It's either a llama or an alpaca. I don't know the difference, so we'll just call it a llama. I don't know. It's got a unicorn horn, wings, and a rainbow tail, so I'm not entirely sure it's even a llama. It's some kind of mythological morph creature. Ugly stuff. There. Apparently it's a llama pegacorn. What the heck is a pegacorn? I feel out of my element. Anyways, I'm gonna be doing some slaughtering today. I'm just getting the tag out of the way. And now I'm chopping this llama in half. I wasn't able to just chop it in half, so I made a little slit and I'm cutting around it. Don't freak out, I have a plan. I'm gonna put this all back together. It's a work in progress. Breaking hearts and blasting phones. I feel like that's a very... I'm turning this llama into a fidget toy. I'm trying to make space to fit the whoopee cushion into the butt. That way, you know, every time you squeeze the llama's butt, it farts. Now that's my kind of fidget toy. Sniffledorf. It's a little too big for the butt. It fits, but like, barely. I'm cutting a slit in the back. Well, first I'm gonna get that out of the way. I tried squeezing the whoopee cushion in, but I need the slit to be just a little bit bigger. I want the whoopee cushion's tail to, like, stick out of the back, just because I think it'll help it fart better. This is gonna be a fidget masterpiece. So far, so good. As for the stuffing, I'll be saving that in my stash of polyfill. I'm going to be using this felt to stitch up the llama. It's the closest color I could find. Not an exact match, but I think it'll do. It's mostly going to be hidden anyways. I cut out some squares of felt. I'm not being really super precise or anything. I don't know how to sew, so I'll be using some of my fabric hot glue. It's hot glue that's meant for fabric. It's amazing. I love it. Can't live without it. I'm gluing the felt to the inside, that way it looks a little neat. I would sew if I could. Maybe I'll learn one day, maybe not. Fabric hot glue is very convenient and very quick. I do realize that I cut the felt piece a little too big, but that's fine. I can just tuck it in. And yeah, works like a charm. Alright, now on to the rest of the horse. I'm taking some of the stuffing out of him as well. The stuffing in Squishmallows is definitely a lot softer. Feels like a cloud. This llama is stuffed with some of the cheaper stuffing, that's for sure. It's clumpy and scratchy. I'm going to close this half up with felt as well. The one thing about working with hot glue is that it keeps burning my fingers, especially my full-sized hot glue ones. They get really, really hot. But it's fine. I got some of the fabric hot glue on the felt. It's not like regular hot glue. You can't just peel it off. It bonds really strongly, so unfortunately it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Luckily, most of this will be hidden, so it won't show too much. I try to avoid touching the hot glue, so I'm pushing things in with a ruler. Safety is clearly a priority. Overall, not bad. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. The hot glue piece was still bothering me. I wanted to get rid of it at all costs, so I decided to cut it out of my life. Perfect. I touched up any edges I might have missed, and during that process I proceeded to burn myself again. That's when I decided to move on. At this point, the llama's looking cursed, but that's because you're only looking at half the picture. Two halves of a whole. Of course, I'm gonna put this llama back together. I can't just leave him like this. I plan on adding a spring to the center. It kinda goes with the colors of the llama, so I thought it would be perfect to tie everything together. They both have a rainbow sparkle butt vibe going on, and it's freaking me out. I'm basically just going around hot gluing the spring to the butt. I wasn't sure if this would work since 1, it's a very thick llama, and 2, I wasn't sure the fabric hot glue would be strong enough to get the spring to stick. Turns out I had nothing to worry about though. The fabric hot glue is worth all the hype. It helped everything stay in place. The butt does protrude into the spring a bit, but that's fine. It's okay. I poured a little too much hot glue there. That's gonna be an eyesore. At least it's on the inside though. I tried cleaning it up with a popsicle stick. Not sure if I made things better or worse. Anyways, I went around with some more hot glue, trying to push out just a little bit at a time, which is easier said than done. Overall, though, I think it's a pretty fun fidget toy. I think it's pretty cool as long as you're not getting on the beauty is only on the outside with this one. Sniffledorf is obsessed with springs, so he's a huge fan of this new and improved llama. By the way, side note, a lot of you guys often wonder if Sniffledorf is really his name. And yes, it really is his name. That's what he prefers to be called. He only responds to Sniffledorf. There's only one thing this llama's missing, a derpy face, so I'm adding a few artistic touches. Cute. Honestly, turned out a lot better than I expected. I didn't know if I'd be able to pull this off. It kind of looks like something you could buy at the store. Sort of, if you don't look too closely. Moving on. Next up, I've got a couple pigs who love each other. To death. Literally. She wants to kill him. She's practically strangling him, boo-boo style. I'm not really sure if she counts as a fidget toy. She's one of those bendy things. You can kind of slap it onto your wrist. They used to be big way back in the 90s or something, I think. She's my snap bestie. How cute. Little Miss Piggy is fun to snap. I'll give her that much. And this is her boyfriend, Cool Shade Stunner. He's like a squishy toy filled with sand. It feels like moon sand, if you know what I'm talking about. He comes with a whole backstory. Hello, I'm Notorious Pig. I'm going to be starting off with Notorious Pig, while Little Miss Piggy is enjoying some downtime with Toon Master. There's not too much I can do to him, but I'll be making him look a little more creepy and evil. That's the goal, at least. I'm going to give him some accessories out of felt. I almost forgot to use my rainbow unicorn scissors. I've replaced the flamingo scissors with these ones. Out with the old, in with the new. I'm trying to make a chef's hat for him. He's kind of like the butcher pig in a way, except he's not. He's more so the butcher pig's apprentice, which basically means cheap labor. That puts into perspective how truly evil the butcher pig is. The chef's hat I made was looking too much like a mushroom, so I'm trying that again. This time it's looking a little better, an improvement for sure. He's the apprentice of the butcher pig, so he's also a butcher for his occupation, though an amateur, of course. It's the learning curves. Being a butcher is hard work. There's a lot of murder and slaughtering involved, so you gotta make sure you've got the right tools for the job. Like for example, an axe. I'm doing a lot of the accessories in felt. That way you can still fidget with the fidget toy easily. I didn't want to take away from that. The axe was looking a bit plain, almost like it's never been used. So I decided to add some red slick paint to make it look more like there's some bloodshed that occurred. I'm going to put the butcher pig's assistant aside for now, and I'm bringing back his girlfriend, my snap bestie, also known as Little Miss Piggy. Since I'm not entirely sure whether she counts as a fidget toy or not, I've decided to add a fidget aspect to her. So I pulled out some rainbow ramen. It's a sensory fidget toy. There's a bunch of curly noodles in all different colors. Little Miss Piggy is an interesting pig. She's got a horn and a very hairy tail. Maybe she's a pigacorn type situation. Similar to the llama. A pig. I have no idea. But anyways, that's besides the point. She was looking pretty bald, so I decided to add some hair on top. Give her more of that feminine touch. I know pigs don't usually have hair, especially long, curly-Q ramen noodle hair, but they also don't have horns or tails, so clearly none of this is based off reality. I tried on a couple different colors on her, but eventually settled on hot pink. I think that's more her color. Fabric bonds very strong, but the thing is the ramen is made of some sort of silicone material. It's really hard to get anything to bond with silicone. The only thing that works on silicone is silicone glue. Luckily, I have some on hand. I still wasn't sure if the silicone glue would work since I've never used it on fabric, but I decided to give it a try. What do I have to lose? I've had the silicone glue for some time, and it seems the top is all dried out, so I'm trying to poke through all that. Even after all that, though, nothing was coming out. Be right back. 17 Off camera, I had to pull all that gunk out. I gently glued the ramen onto Miss Piggy's head. I tried to lay it down perfectly. I didn't want it to look like fake, like she's wearing a wig. This is her natural hair, at least as far as Notorious Pig goes. I wasn't liking the line running down the middle. I didn't want a middle hair part, at least not that wide of a hair part. It looks like a reverse mohawk. That's not what I intended or was going for at all. So to fix that, I cut up some blue noodles, and I'm trying to glue each one onto the center, one ramen noodle at a time. It was a good plan. For a second, I even thought it might work. In theory, it should. I glued silicone to silicone with silicone glue. What could possibly go wrong? Everything. Unfortunately, they were not sticking, so I had to get rid of her blue highlights. Now she's just a platinum pink Peggy Pig. Not to be confused with Peppa Pig. There's no relation. I did some finishing touches, and here she is, Little Miss Piggy. She's reunited with her love, Notorious Pig. Together with the llama, it makes some of the most cursed custom Vision Toys viral TikTok trend weird free mystery box bunch of freaks I've ever seen. And I like that.
Miss Piggy.